Hello everybody and welcome to another video on X4. Today we're going to be talking about mining. We're going to first talk about mining manually and then mining automatically so that you can get the best out of your mining ships. Now in front of me is a small miner. If you're doing mineral mining, which is what you want to possibly concentrate on first, it will always be in either a small or medium to start off with. However, if you're doing gas, then the only option for you is a medium ship. When coming to buying a mineral ship like this is, there are a couple of things you need to bear in mind. Medium ships are a little bit more expensive, hold more, can sometimes gain a little bit more in speed, so you can make more money. However, they are a bigger target for people to try and steal the resources off. So weigh up your options. If you can get a couple of mediums, they're usually better than a couple of smalls. But if you're struggling for cash after you've got some crystals from our previous guide, then go ahead and get yourself a small ship like this and crack on with mining. Now, I'm going to do today's stuff in a small ship so you can see that it's possible in small ships, but everything that I do today will also duplicate over to a medium ship as well with a slight variation, which we'll discuss right now. So without further ado, let's get my HUD back on and let's talk about buying a ship. So you see here I've preset my trade. I'm going to just close that for a second because we'll discuss that in a short while. But let's go and head over to a wharf. If you do not have access to a wharf, then all you need to do is speak to somebody in charge and they will direct you to a wharf or a shipyard. Sometimes some of the ships as well you can communicate with and they'll offer you the location. So once you've got yourself a wharf, which is the one you want, it will allow you to buy small and medium ships. Let's go ahead and buy a ship. So as I said, what is the difference between a small mineral ship? Well, this is the minimum preset that you really want to go with, the low one. The minimum is just for flying. There's no turrets or anything like that. Low preset, however, gives you the things you need. You can make some variations here. There's a couple of these things you don't need, like a police scanner you can remove if you want. I actually believe that might be... Yeah, so you can go to a basic scanner. You can remove the targeting computer, trading computer. You save yourself a bit of cash. I would then spend that cash on a docking computer Mark II because it makes things so much easier. You can also reduce your engines, drop them down to the all-round engines, which are a lot cheaper, or your travel engines. Thrusters, again, you can only save about 600 credits, so won't bother. Won't bother taking shields off, keep them on. And weapons, you've only really got one choice at this present moment. And obviously we've already discussed software. You have to have a pilot, and I won't bother with any consumables at this rate. I'm not going to go into massive detail about this. This is how I would set up if you are struggling for cash. The more cash you have, I'd consider going for a medium. So this is your small one, 270 odd K, 3,500 storage. And it's a solid storage because we're doing mineral. However, if you've got a little bit more money, head on over to, and I'd suggest a mineral again. Go for a low preset. You see it's about 480k now. Again, we can make some changes. Drop these down, drop that off there. Put your docking computer on, 450k. You want to squeeze a little bit more, you can squeeze a little bit more out of your engines, your thrusters. Shields actually are costing a little bit more now, so you can remove and get 32k back if you so wish. Engines also are a little bit of squeeze room there as well if you so want. However, with a medium ship, the difference that I mentioned is they carry turrets. There are 2 turrets here. You can use these turrets as self-defense if you so wish. You can replace them with pulse turrets. However, at this stage, if your ship's going to come under attack, it's probably going to get wiped out. So take the time that you've got with it to do as much mining as possible. It's also slightly cheaper as well. So you've got 2 mining turrets, plus you've got a mining drill, which is there at the front. So that's the only difference. The turrets are automated. They don't, you don't target them as a player. However, to activate them, I will show you just at the end of this video, just so you know how to activate the turrets. But without further ado, how do we know what to mine and where to mine? So first of all, you want to know what you have available in your sector for mining. To do that, you activate your trade filter, go to your filter settings, and you want to set your wares. Now I've set Nevidium or in silicon, which is done by pressing add remove wares. Nevidium or silicon, press OK. This brings up this little screen here. You'll see here there's a little box. Everything in this box, there is something that will buy ore and silicon. If you highlight, it also highlights which stations they do. You notice some are grey. This means they're not buying anything at the moment. These are sold, these ones. See, sold. They're not buying them, they're selling them. Or you've not selected it, which in the case of methane, we haven't selected it, so it's not giving us the option to see what wares there are. This may not be 100% accurate. There may be other stations that are selling better prices, buying at better prices, and they may also have more room. These little icons here represent how much they're willing to buy or sell, depending on how full they are. It's their storage capacities. It also gives you a figure. It's 88,674 bought wares. So that's how much you can buy. They'll buy from you. So we know silicon's going to get us more money, or it's still a viable option. However, let's go with silicon because that's going to be very important on part 2 of this. So before we get into anything, how do we know what we're actually mining? So if we now go back into our HUD, I turn it all back on. It's already all back on. Excellent. We can't click on every asteroid if we so wish.
Asteroid.
And you'll see in the bottom right hand side it says asteroid, ore and yield. So we know that it's containing ore and the yield is 757. How do I know that it's an asteroid that does all this? Well, because on our map we've got these colours here. You'll see we're within the colours, so we know that the asteroids we're seeing are materials. What if you want to know what they actually are? Well, there's a little legend here which tells you mineral is red, gas region is pure blue, and mineral gas region is purple. And you make your way into these and you get said asteroids. But I don't want to go around clicking on every asteroid because it's annoying as shit going asteroid. See, I want to know what they are at a glance. So if I press shift and 2, which is my scan mode, you notice now they are all coloured. This orangey red colour is for ore. This blue colour here is silicon. A lighter blue is ice, which we're not looking for at the moment. And a purple colour is Nevidium, which is an extremely expensive material to sell. You'll see used for jewellery and all sorts of stuff. There's a few other bits and bats that it's used in stories and stuff like that. Right now, we want to look for silicon because it's the most expensive one for us. So let's head on over to this asteroid here and figure out what we want to do for mining. Now, we don't want to cancel out ore because if we're going for just pure silicon, there may not be much in the way of silicon where we are. So we may spend more time flying around looking for silicon than we could just mining the silicon asteroid. The ore asteroids. So just weigh up your options. Now, next thing to note is my turret doesn't seem to want to follow my cursor. There we go. You see it points directly ahead. If we have a look at the bottom of our ship, that's the back of the ship. Look at the front of the ship. You'll notice it's on a fixed platform. See that? It doesn't swivel that much. So we want to target it, and we want to look for these little glowing orange things here. They give us the best asteroid, best yield. So if we, see it? There we go, and it comes up with these little things here, and you can see there that little thing there has got 1,892 in it apparently. So let's just get a little bit closer. You press O, the O button, and it's like a little hoover. As it gets closer, it'll get sucked into your ship. There we go. Now you know when you collected it because it should come to you. Come back here. Here we go. Oh, it's that. There we go. We, I believe, are full because I've just destroyed that by accident. Don't shoot it a second time because that destroys it. How to know if you're full? If you click on your ship, you'll see here the storage is 3,500, 3,500. So we're actually completely full. We can only hold 350 silicon on this ship. So it's completely full. There's nothing we can do with it. So we go and sell our ore. Now, I'm not going to sell it just yet because I want to show you what the medium ship does as promised. So I'm going to drop out of this and we're going to bring our medium ship over to... I'm just going to close this down, turn it off. Let's go ahead and get our medium ship mineral, bring it over to us like so, and we're gonna jump in that, and I'll talk to you about the difference between the small and the medium. Okay, so we're back now with our medium miner. You'll see it's a little bit bigger. It has more storage, as you'd expect. We're at the silicon asteroid. You'll see, we can still see the little doobly dars on the side of it. Them little things there, they still give out things. Now, generally the turrets are a little bit more powerful. So be careful of that, because you can shoot through things and it will end up breaking it, and you'll lose your materials. However, this one just went inside the asteroid. I think it's pulling it towards it. It is, yep, there we go. You can see they're pulling it towards it. They'll go into your storage. And it gives you a price as well, which is pretty nice. So we collect that. There we go. Oh, we also collected lodestones as well. Nice. You see, we picked up 1,200 silicon. So how does that work in our ship? Well, 1,200 is basically our capacity, 12,000. However, while we're here, before we disappear, you see that asteroid has filled 2 ships. It's pretty cool. So you'll see that gaining money is going to be pretty damn quick. But why use a medium ship just because of storage space? Well, you get turrets as well, which I've currently disarmed. If I rearm the turrets, you'll see that it now shoots the asteroid. And you see the little bar there is now going down and down and down. When it finally goes all the way down, which we can also speed up by using our mining laser, it goes boom, and it drops all of the silicon. However, the little things on the side, the little nodes on the side, give you extra yield. So that's the advantage of doing manual mining, is you get extra yield. How do we do automatic mining and selling of our wares? Well, we've now got 2 ships. Both ships have captains, so if we drop out of this one here, the captain will return. Then we can go and send it to where we want to sell it. So if you right click it and go to Silicon Refinery and go dock and wait, it's basically the same thing as you'd say.
We have new orders. Navigation.
Yep. Excellent.
Fly to the following position.
So
acknowledged.
If you're controlling it manually, then obviously you'd fly over to the refinery by basically sitting in a chair, right clicking, set guidance to object, flying over. But it's exactly the same as what we're doing right now. You see both of our ships are now heading over there, and we can start selling our wares. So let's fast forward very quickly so we can have a look at selling wares. So you've done whatever you need to do to be able to dock and head over to where you can sell your silicon. So what we need to do now is hit the trade button here, and basically you slide this bar over to their settings. You'll notice we get 178,920 credits from silicon. So between the 2 ships, we're almost getting a 3rd ship. So you can see 2 trips will get us another medium ship. So very good value for money, and very little that you have to do to actually get it. Confirm. Wait for the trade to finish. Once it's finished, you'll see credits in the top left. There you go. And you can now undock and continue doing the same thing again. However, if you want a mining life, then it's all good. But I don't particularly want a mining life. I want to set my ship up to do it for me. So I'm going to jump out of my ship, which is controlled by an AI, head over to the Silicon Refinery, and then I'm going to tell my ship to mine for me. How do we do such things? Well, if we head to the map, we then want to go to our property that's owned. We want to talk about the ship that we are currently having do stuff for us, which is this one here, Manarina, which is the one that's currently dock and wait. And then we're going to tell it to mine. There are a number of ways we can do this. Number 1, we can right click and click mine. We tell it which one to mineral, or silicon, which one we want. But then we have to tell it to sell, mine, sell, mine, sell. Boring. What we want to do is we want to do it automatically. So if we hit this button here for the information, much easier on this side. You can do it from this side as well, but much easier by bringing it up here. Go to behavior.
Dear visitors, we are experiencing some
wait for this to shut up.
In our power grid. Please excuse any inconveniences.
You're an inconvenience. Anyways, let's go to set default behavior, and you see we've got 3 options for mining. Your skill with your crew is very important, and everything you do will increase the skill level of your crew. We'll talk about crew efficiency at a later time in a different video, but right now, the most you're going to be able to do is local automine. This is new for 5.0. This is basically what automine used to be, but now they've called it local automine, which makes it less confusing because it will only do your mining in this sector here, which is 18 billion. We want to set that. We want to set it for silicon because silicon is prominent in this sector and it's just earned us great credits. You'll notice the automatic anchor sector, anchor space is where you are presently, which is 18 billion, and I wish to confirm that. You'll notice it does absolutely nothing because we've told it to dock and wait, so it's currently waiting because that's our previous order. If it has no orders, it does the default behavior, so we'll cancel that there.
I'll wait for you to tell me to take off.
Because I've taken command of that ship in the past, it will wait for me because it believes that I want to be on board that ship. To remove that option, then all we do is right click and go proceed with current orders. It will now do the default behavior, which is local auto mine, which means it'll go out, it'll look for silicon, it will come back. It will not be as efficient, it won't be as fast, and it will take a little bit more time. However, you're not having to interact with it, so the more you get, the more it will start to flood in with resources, and you keep going backwards and forward. Not only that, it is a great thing to do. The other great advantage of doing it like this is also that whatever sector you are in, you are trading with, you are gaining reputation with, which we can use to do stuff later down the line. So that is basically mining in a nutshell. What is advanced auto mine and what is the other one as well, which is the expert auto mine. 3 stars and 4 stars, they are basically local auto mine on steroids. It allows you to go to multiple sectors to do your mining. Not necessarily the best thing, but the only good thing advanced auto mining does means it doesn't just mine silicon, because obviously you'll get an influx of silicon, the prices will drop, or may drop and become more expensive, so then you can get more ore. So it has a little bit more flexibility. We will look into advanced and expert auto mining when we come to doing them levels, but right now, starting out, local auto mine is the best thing for you to do. That's pretty much it. There is one other thing you can do, which I will cover during trading, because you can actually trade minerals. If you have a station that sells minerals, you can trade. However, we're not collecting minerals to then sell on, and most NPC factions do not sell ore and silicon.
We found something out here.
So just bear that in mind. The last thing I want to touch on is gas mining. I mentioned previously you cannot do gas mining when you are controlling the ship yourself, because medium ships for gas mining basically draw in the gas from the sector and it takes out all the crap and just basically stores the gas, and then it then sells that gas on. You don't have any way to actually physically collect it manually. But there is a little bit of a difference between the two.
Security times.
You'll also notice that when you do local auto mine, it gives you a different option: helium, hydrogen, or methane. Again, when you tell it to dock and wait, it will stop. If we remove that,
I'll wait for you to tell me to take off.
I have physically told it to dock, so it will wait for me. So I right click, proceed with current orders. Nope. We'll confirm that. I didn't change anything anyway, but it's fine. So that will now undock and do exactly the same as what the silicon does. However, we may not be able to sell methane. Do we require methane? Well, if we go over to our trades, add where, let's head over to methane. Now, obviously we know from earlier there was methane in the buy options. I clicked off the wrong button. Methane, there we go. Okay, you'll see there is a methane sale. Not that great in credits wise, but it's the only 3 we've got at the moment that come up. It will always show you the best options. If we then set aware for, let's have a think, hydrogen or helium? Helium there. Select helium. You'll notice we haven't actually got an option for helium. You see, we don't know the prices for helium. Oh, so there you go, helium. There you see there's a small amount of helium required. That's just popped up actually. You'll notice that it always gives us the best options for what we can see in the sector. If we drop it up a little bit there, you'll see I'm actually covering where the methane would normally go, where the ore would normally go to, which is down here. It then gives us the next best option, which is helium. So, yeah, for ore, you can do it manually if you wish. For gas, unfortunately, you need to do it automatically. And that is basically mining in a nutshell, and it is a ludicrous venture. You can make a lot of money with it, but just bear in mind that
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is very early.
Administration would like to remind you to keep children away from the airlocks.
It's very early game, so you're not going to get many piracies, but there will be a time where piracy will become apparent, and you will need to protect your mining ships. Also remember, automatic mining will take longer. Do not expect to turn the credits like I did unless you're doing it manually. If you want to earn some credits really fast, then I'd suggest taking over that ship, going out there, mining a little bit, then letting it doing its business once you've got 3 or 4 ships, and you get that general flow of income of credits every so often. So, hopefully this guys helped you. Let me know in the comment section if you've got any suggestions whatsoever, or if you've got any questions about mining, or anything like that. If there's something that you maybe don't understand, then by all means send me a message in the comment section below. Otherwise, we will cover the advanced mining along with the large mining ships in another video, because they are slightly different and they've got some useful things to them as well. And once you go into large mining, then you will not really use the smaller mediums again, because of just the capacity that the large ones carry. As always, I hope this guide has helped you, and if you do want to know more about the game, then feel free to join us on our Discord, where we can talk you through anything that you might do. Otherwise, please check out my other guys, and until next time everybody, take care for now, and I shall see you all on the next one. Bye bye for now.